The Middle Passage was a sea journey undertaken by slaves and ships from West Africa to the West Indies. European slavers would trade for slaves using precious materials such as guns and gold. After the slavers purchased the slaves in Africa, they would transport them on ships to the Caribbean, Brazil, and North America. The slaves were then sold to plantations where they harvested sugar, cotton, and tobacco. These crops were then returned to Europe. This exchange is known as the triangular trade.
The conditions on the slave ships were horrific. Slavers would pack in as many as 400 slaves on one ship. Each male slave was allowed only 4 square feet of space, while women and children were given slightly more room. It is estimated that 15% of slaves did not survive the journey due to disease, malnutrition, and cramped conditions.
For the slaves that did survive the terrible journey, they were immediately sold to plantation owners and put to work. They were forced to harvest sugar, cotton, tobacco, and other cash crops. It was not uncommon for slaves to work 48 hours straight during the harvest season.
U.S. slave owners realized that if their slaves lived longer, they would produce more slaves, which led to the decrease of slave imports to America. U.S. slave owners were able to make a profit not only from the cash crops that the slaves harvested, but also by selling their children.